Dear friends, before we start learning statistics in psychology, my first responsibility is to explain you what is the role of statistics in psychology. And to understand the role of statistics, we have to first analyze the normally accepted definition of human behavior. What is the definition of human behavior or psychology? What is the definition of psychology? Psychology is a study of, in fact, psychology is a scientific study of human behavior and mental processes related to human behavior. So here we have to focus on two aspects. One is human behavior, and human behavior is considered as unique. No two people in this world can behave in the same manner, even not identical twins. There will be some difference. But for the study purposes, psychologist has generalized human behavior in terms of patterns of behavior, in terms of levels of behavior, and in terms of occurrence of frequency of behavior. The behavior is basically unique, but it is generalized. Then second part is mental processes. We normally study mental processes in 6 different subjects at master's level. There are many more also, but 6 are important. So, what we study in cognitive psychology, we study a cognitive development and application of cognition. In cognitive development, we study a processes like perception, information processing, development of intellectual capacity, development of intelligence, sensation, reasoning, and there are few more mental processes we study in cognitive development. In application of cognition, we study problem solving, creativity, decision making, conflict resolution, etc. In your book, precisely creativity and problem solving is given in detail. Now, second subject is lifespan subject. Lifespan development. It is also called as developmental psychology. We study lifespan in different stages. Here the focus is on developmental aspect. And which are the stages? Broadly, prenatal stage of 9 months in the womb of the mother, infancy stage of 2 years after birth, childhood stage of 3 to 9 years, adolescence stage 10, 11 to 17, 18, adulthood 20 to 60, and then aging or late adulthood, 60-65 onward. So, the development of human mind is studied in detail in lifespan psychology. Again, here the mental processes, how it develops in a various span, that is the focus. We study mental processes in cognitive psychology, but how it develops at the different stages of lifespan, that we understand in lifespan psychology. Our third subject is personality theories. Now, here again, a focus is changing about the mental processes. Personality theories mainly focuses on patterns of behavior and generalization of patterns of behavior. Initially begin with understanding the abnormal part of the behavior, and later on the person like Roger has applied it to a normal behavior. So in personality theories, we study psychosexual development explained to us by Sigmund Freud, person-centered therapy by Carl Roger, and both the theories are based on experiences of these two expert psychologists. There is no database study. Whereas Cattell's theory of mental development, or Cattell's theory of personality development, is based on database study, on the analysis of almost 3,000 different verbs and adverbs, adjectives and adverbs, and finally reach to 16 personality factors. Here, one part must be understood by the student. Some psychologists have given their theory on the basis of their experiences with the client or their counseling, and some psychologists have studied the data of behavior. So it is clearly, the meaning is clear that some psychologists have not used any kind of research method while writing their theories, and some have used it. Our fourth area is social development, and we study advanced social psychology. Now, what is social development? It is also a development of a mind. It is also a mental process. The smallest group of our society is family, and how we develop in our family. Then how we develop in our school, the group become little larger, broader, and expose of human mind or human brain is to the complex phenomena. And then in society, so in society we are exposing with many roles: employer, employee, student, teacher, politicians and citizens. And this social development becomes complex and complex. The complex development is also generalized in social psychology. It is not necessary that whatever is generalized is 100% true. And if it was 100% truth in some era, it may change in the next era. Means some truth 50 years ago may not sustain in after 50 years. And that is where the role of statistics enters into study of psychology. Normally it is said as research. What kind of research? The research of unique behavior. When two individuals do not differ in their behavior, even then psychologists are studying patterns of behavior, and they are identifying how one pattern is different from the other pattern of behavior, how one disorder is different from the other disorder in human behavior. Here is the research and statistics adds certain strength. At the same time, a statistical techniques proves to be weak, because I have gone through so many psychological tests created abroad and created in India. Indian tests are mostly duplicated by purchasing rights from European or American test constructor, but largely valid, largely reliable. There are some good tests available and there are some bad tests available. The question is, as the pattern of human behavior is changing, 20 years ago, there was no mobile. So, what was the pattern in 1980s, particularly a social behavior, can it sustain in 2020? The answer is yes. The answer is no. Both answers are there. And that is where the psychology, the study of psychology creates confusion in the mind of student. What is to be accepted and what is not to be accepted. And here the role of statistics enter. So the need is felt by researcher. What is to be accepted and what is not to be accepted. And in changing situation, in various changing situation, then the role of statistics has become vital. Long ago, I was also confused, and I was also thinking, what is the importance of statistics? But now I realized, yes, it is important, but it has to be understood appropriately in the context of the mental process and the unique human behavior. You cannot use statistical principle as it is given in statistics And that's why statistics in psychology, the subject has emerged out. How it is came out? A researcher felt a need of proving something or disproving something, accepting something or rejecting some kind of behavior. So the some important criteria for them is occurrence, frequency, levels, repetitiveness, comparatively what is the difference, means comparison, the differences, relationship, and effect of one variable on another variable. And therefore certain methods, certain techniques which are evolved in statistics has been adopted in psychology with certain changes, used it appropriately. The methods, the techniques, the test I mean either it is descriptive test or inferential test. It is not psychological test. Psychological test is used for data collection. So whatever data is collected on the basis of various measurement tools, that data is further processed, analyzed, inferred, and interpreted by matching with the actual human behavior or the actual mental process. Human behavior and mental processes are itself difficult to understand, and therefore many students cannot understand the use of statistics in psychology. Some people are expert. Now I will suggest you go to Google Guru and find out. Develop your interest in various methods, techniques,